Exeter, and today on People of Exeter, we have a guest with us, Tim Cremmin.
Car, so showed up, and then after that I bent over.
Pleasure to have you on show 1. Exeter TV's very own, the man behind Blue Hawk Media, and one of the teachers of the school system here in Exeter.
Garrett, how's it going?
It's going pretty well.
Going pretty well. Thank you for having me on. It's actually interesting to be on this side of the camera. I can't say as though I've been on this side that many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually I try to avoid it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how a lot of people who typically work behind the camera always avoid trying to be in front of the camera.
Yep.
Yeah, I've slowly gotten dragged in front of the camera over the years more and more.
I gotta be honest with you, I think that this is probably only the third time in my career I've actually been dragged in front of the camera. So, I've been pretty good at avoiding it.
Nice, nice. I've been the exact opposite. So you have an interesting rep. You've worked here, you're working at a school system. Was there anything you did before?
So I've worked all over the seacoast. Both Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts. Before coming to Exeter, I was over in Newmarket. I was the Channel 13 manager over there. I actually still work over there and do a lot of work with them. Well, I'm gonna say I'm a lot. I hope I don't, but yeah, we'll find out. Let's try that instead. Before Newmarket, Berwick. Before that, I was in Rochester. I've been in Sanford, Laconia. All over the place.
All right. Wow. Sounds like
Done just about everything from editing to camera work, directing, producing. One of my favorite things to do is every year I do a telethon with Wobbin Projects, which is a school up in Sanford that works with children with developmental delays, I believe it is. And so they do a telethon every year to support their summer program. And for the past 15 years, I've actually been producing that. So
nice. So what got you along the lines of wanting to do children's programs?
Children's programs, or community programs is what I like to think of what I do.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where I actually got hired by MetroCast Local Origination in Rochester, right out of college. And it was initially one of those jobs to kind of get some experience and move on from. But then I saw the impact that local or community media has on an area. And the things that people are able to do and see that normally don't get covered. Everything from democracy in motion to being able to talk to your town reps or your state reps or your selectmen or your counselors, and being able to directly influence what's going on and able to share magnificent history that most people would probably be unaware of. You have citizens who get involved in a community and do amazing things that nationally or even statewide don't really get recognized, but they become a hero of the community. And being able to kind of display that and focus on that type of attention, especially with all the bad news that there is. So from car accidents, shootings, natural disasters, but being able to focus on things that are very positive in the community. It really kind of made me sit back and go, okay, I have to change my life plan now. And I haven't really looked back since.
Nice. So along the way, you ended up here in Exeter. So
I did.
I'm curious because you've been up in Laconia, you've been in Rochester, you've been in a number of different places, but why particularly did you end up here in Exeter?
Well, so there was an opening for I believe it was called a government camera operator at the time. And it was a part-time gig, and it was one of those things where I was kind of looking around and I said, all right, it's some extra money, I wouldn't mind doing it. And then I came here, I met with Bob Galacki and Andy Swanson, and we had a really good meeting. Really good interview, I guess, for, it's a lack of a better term. And I started to see what they were trying to do with Exeter TV. And I was really impressed by their plans for it and the goals that they were trying to achieve. And then I got to know a lot of the people inside of Exeter, inside this beautiful little town. Actually, it's not really a little town, but this town. And they were all committed to making it better. And I just really love that. And I love the history of the town of Exeter. And then from there, I got to know the former TV coordinator for SAU 16, Doug York, and he left to open up a coffee shop. And so I saw the opening, and I actually asked him about it. He recommended I go for it. I did, and it just turned out to be an extremely positive experience there too. So I've been very fortunate in my career. It's one of those things where I like to think that each job I've had has led me to a better place. And so whether it's not just geographically, but more as in being able to fully utilize my skill set. It's kind of funny. You don't really expect to fall in love with the way you end up doing.
Exactly.
It's a very unique atmosphere. It's unlike other production places. I mean, I've worked at other production places, doing everything from producing commercials to independent features, and gotta be very honest with you, community TV is just, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Yeah. It's an interesting animal.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, in your time, there's probably been a lot of change too here at Exeter, especially going from, you know, different towns suddenly here, and then suddenly you're not just here at the public TV, to being at high school.
Especially during the pandemic.
Especially during the pandemic.
My first year here was the pandemic, or not here, but my first year at SAU 16 was during a pandemic at the school, which meant that everything was shut down. So
baptism through fire.
Oh, absolutely.
What was that like, jumping in on the pandemic?
It was a very interesting experience. It was, so one of the things that I did was I kept track of all the live streams we did and all the videos we created. Or I created, rather. So we did 106 games and concerts. Live streamed all of them. So that way parents could be able to see their kids play, or they could watch their neighbors play or whatever. And so we were able to do that. Plus we did a certain number of concerts. The New Hampshire National Honor Society had an event over there which we live streamed, and it was to raise money for their programs. But the best thing I think happened is, one of the things that hadn't happened before was they had live streamed hockey games at SAU 16 at the high school. And this year there was a big push to try to live stream every sport we could, so that way parents could be able to see saw their kids playing. And the best thing that I think happened was I got approached by a woman who came up to me and kind of tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Are you the camera guy here?" Yeah, I'm the camera guy. That's simplified version of what I do, but yes, that's I'll go with that. And she says, "I just want to thank you because my parents who live in Arizona have never seen their grandson play hockey, and now they have." And it was that moment where you're tired from having to set up everything and from having to do everything, but it's that moment where you sit back and you get to realize, oh, yeah, that's why we do this. That's why we're able to do this that way. The grandparents can watch them play hockey or tennis or it's a track and field event or whatever. They can watch a football game. So that normally they wouldn't be able to see, but now they're able to see it. And technology has progressed in such a way that we've been able to make this possible. And it's great. And it's absolutely magnificent. I mean, think about when I first started, in order to do a live production, you had to have an entire box truck full of equipment, and then you had to find an access point somewhere. Now, all you need is Wi-Fi. Absolutely. I mean, so I started, so my first So see, I graduated high school in '02. And even '02, we still had cartridges that we were using, like digital DV cam.
Yeah.
And we were using those, and now everything's either an SD card or a compact flash card or internal memory or direct to a cloud.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild. So, and, within all this time, I mean, so you started with an '02 and you came to Exeter when?
17.
17. So you came to Exeter in 17 and, now 2021. So 4 years, I mean, you've definitely seen some changes here, especially within the last two.
Yeah, over the last, we've seen changes cosmetically from, saw the logo that was used. Natasha created a beautiful logo for Natasha Stoppel. I almost forgot your name, Natasha. I apologize. But she created a beautiful logo for Exeter TV, so that got changed. The location, we used to be at the town hall, or at the town offices. And now you guys are at the town hall, historic town hall. And the technology. I think Bob has done a great job in finding ways to integrate technology into Exeter TV and make it better than it was before he got here. And that's kind of the thing that I was talking with Doug York about before I took the position over at the high school. My hope was to do something similar. I want to take what he had started and to improve upon it. It's a kind of like a relay race. So he hands the baton off to me, and I run for as long as I can. Hopefully, it's making it a little better, and then I hand it off to the next person. Hopefully, they make it better than I did.
Yeah.
So that's our whole goal.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think that Exeter TV and Blue Hawk Media and the entire community, I think that they do a marvelous job.
Yeah.
In doing that. It seems as though they're always constantly trying to find ways to progress and make things a little better than they were the day before. So, but yeah, and then the programming. I mean, the Exeter Weekly Report, which you're a big part of now.
Yeah, now I have to be the host of it.
Now you have to be the host of it. That got started during my tenure by Hillary and by David. And they did an excellent job. Then I was part of it for a little bit, and then I stepped back, and other people have been a part of it, and it's one of those things where it's constantly gotten better.
Yeah.
So it's been great. It's one of those things where, the changes, I feel very fortunate again, and I know I've said that a couple times, I feel fortunate, but
it's a normal thing to hear on the show.
Exactly. It's the absolute truth. It really is. It's one of those, I can honestly say that I've been able to see a lot of great things happen, since I've been here, and I've been very happy and very proud to be a small part of that, because I see, it's one of those things where, again, I know that my contribution is appreciated for what it is,
Yeah.
and I like to think that, so I give something that is valuable, but I also know that when I leave, the people who are taking over are going to improve and make it even better.
Yeah.
And which is everything that you hope for. You hope that somebody's going to step in and say, I like what you did, but I got a better idea. We're going to do this now, and it's going to improve upon your idea. And that way you get to say, yeah, excellent, all right, perfect, that's great.
Yeah, that was great. And so, I mean, I think we're kind of nearing that time, but within what you've seen here, this relationship that's been growing with the community, it sounds very much like it's been a positive one.
Absolutely. I've been fortunate. I've worked with the police department, the fire department. I've worked with many different town officials, economic development department, working over at the SAU. I've worked with the administration over there. I've worked with a lot of the teachers, coaching staff, athletic department, and they have all been amazing. And you can tell that they are extremely dedicated, and their main focus is making sure that they're leaving this community better when they found it.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that this community was great to begin with, but it's, so they're just trying to elevate it to another step, which is amazing.
Yeah. All right, Exeter, you've heard it. If you're interested in being in the spotlight, feel free to contact us at extvg@exeternh.gov. Thank you, and have a great day.